The concept of a Messiah is the object that never comes, that never arrives. It corresponds to object petit a of Lacan. It's the thing that closes the Zen circle. It's the small object that keeps you going. When one thinks that there is an actual Messiah that arrives, that comes, that's physical, that's a person, then that person is a Christian. He's not Jewish. In the Jewish concept, the Messiah never arrives. He's always coming. He's always at the door, so to speak. Times are always ripe for the Messiah, but the Messiah never comes. This is the most important concept in Judaism. That the Messiah concept and Messianic times keep you going, you see. It's the drive itself that's called the Messiah. That things will improve, that they're always getting better, that there is a future itself. This is the actual petite object ah, which I've equated, by the way, with the small aleph in the word Vayikra. That to me is petite object ah. So you can look that up. And I can look it up. Because that petite object ah goes with the 999 of El Shaddai. And El Shaddai is the sexual component in Yesod. 999, El Shaddai fully spelt out. And that 1,000, that extra small aleph in Vayikra, that starts off Leviticus, is the thing that keeps you going. This thing that keeps you going appears to everybody and every day. It's the unattainable object. If anybody's ever seen the film Ronan, great film, it's the case. Came for the case. So even in one's own life, my own life, you see, I think it's a sexual object. In my own life, I've put the focus on that petite object A, petite object A, as a sexual object. Some unattainable woman to keep my mind in on the social, the psychosexual. And this, in a certain sense, is the thing of completion. This small object, small a, is the thing of the completion. Without that drive, you have no completion. You're lost. And what I use is the perfect example of dog racing. Dog racing, greyhound racing. When the greyhounds used to race, I don't know if they have these greyhound races anymore, but when I was young, and they used to race, and they used to start a mechanical rabbit. You know, like 1 second before the greyhounds they were all put in their box, and then the mechanical rabbit would start, and then they open the doors of the greyhound box. They'd start the race, and the greyhounds would all run after this mechanical rabbit. And the mechanical rabbit was kept like 20 yards ahead of the greyhounds. And they'd chase this rabbit around the track in a circle, because that's what the drive is a circle. And they'd try to complete this drive by catching the rabbit. But that was the whole race. The organizers of a greyhound race keep that rabbit ahead. And then at the end of the race, the rabbit runs into a little box, 10 yards past the finish line. And the greyhounds all keep going past the finish line fast, and they jump in and they try to get that mechanical rabbit in the box. Well, the story is, if there's a mechanical function, a malfunction, one of those wardrobe malfunctions, along the way or at the end, if the greyhounds find out that that was a mechanical rabbit and not a real rabbit, and they recognize that they've been fooled, those greyhounds have to be destroyed. They have to kill the greyhounds, because they'll never race again. They'll never race again when they find out that the thing that they're racing for is a phony. When the object of their desire isn't a real rabbit, but a mechanical rabbit. They have to be destroyed, these greyhounds. The thing of completion is this object of completion, the lost object of Freud, the petit object A of Lacan. It can be a toy, like when I was a child, I had a little Beauregard doll. My brother had a stuffed animal. And in a strange sense, now that I'm talking about dogs, I think petit object A, objet petit A, the lost object, in this city life that people are living in now, is having a dog as a pet. This dog completes them, gives them meaning to their life. Have to get up to walk the dog, feed the dog, have a friend as a dog. It completes their life. This is the lost object. And strangely enough, the word dog in Hebrew is kelev. Kelev is 52, which is the gematria of Ben, son, which has implications here in the dog, especially for these women who have dogs in the city. They put their whole passion into it like a child. But the Kelev, fully spelt out, is, rearrange those letters of Bakol of Avaka. The letters fully spelt out, Kelev, or Bakol. Kelev is Kaf, Lamed, Bet. It comes out to be 586. 586 is Shofar, Yerushalayim. Yesod, fully spelt out. Yesod, the sexuality of what I call El Shaddai, 999, and the special little letter, of object petit, in this case, Aleph, petit Aleph, little Aleph, small letter Aleph in the Vayikra. This completes the circle. And quite frankly, It's an imaginary object. So for Judaism, the lost object is which completes, and is the drive itself. That's the Messiah concept. So there can only be, if there's physicality of messiahs, there can only be false messiahs, by definition. If you want to put, what's the word, cathexis? If you want to put psychic energy into a person, to make him into a Moshiach, a Messiah, that's fine, but it's a false Messiah. No, it's a false Messiah. If you need a Messiah, it's a false Messiah. You see? And if you really think you're the person that you're praying to or whatever is a Messiah, then you're a Christian. See? And it's the whole idea of idolatry. The whole Mashiach concept is that the Mashiach never comes. It's a drive. It's an imagination necessary for you to fill your circle, to keep you going in the face of reality. Because you see that the reality, especially now when we're in this coronavirus lockdown, and then riots from the the murder of the man and with the knee on his neck, using that as the excuse for the necessity to get to the real, because we've been in lockdown like in prison. And when lockdown opens up, there's riots. And these are all linked. Yes, we're going through these times, but these are not messianic times. We have to recognize this is the nature of things. And how we, what I call doka, postpone. Because we now come to the absolute reality that what we're chasing after is a mechanical rabbit. We're chasing a mechanical rabbit. So in my Judaism, I recognize that the Mashiach is the mechanical rabbit that the greyhounds have been racing after. And I look forward to the day that somebody says that. They do, but they get swallowed. It's necessary for the drive, for the human. But I'm interested in being post-human. Is post-human after death? Well, I want to be post-human in life. That's what I want to be. And that's what I am. And that's what die before you die means. When you're dead in life, then you become alive. That's the Mashiach complex to me. The recognition of the real within this lifetime, before checkout time in these hotels that don't exist. The hotels are closed. If I went into the hotel today and asked what's checkout time, they'd laugh at me. And that's what it is. It's a laugh. Hotels are closed. It's time to see the real. Not just the real of the REEL of the movie, but the REAL, petite object A. Everything is always in the A, the Ah, the Aleph, the Alif, the number one. Everything is condensed into the most petite monad, into the one. There's no savior. That's the whole point. And so that's why Judaism doesn't go for Christianity. To think that there's such a thing as a Moshiach in the actual flesh is idolatry. It's Christianity. So look for this thing that never, the day that never arrives, is the day that's here for you now.